YouTubers, Fortune Cookie 45 LC coming to you from the hot lead zone, and on the left you see some cases. There are 45 Colts that have been cleaned and polished in a dry vibratory cleaner using corncob media for about 2.5–3 hours. On the right you see 45 Colt cases that have been cleaned and polished in the wet tumbler for 2.5 hours. Much better job done by the wet system. Now look at the inside of the dry tumbled case. Pretty dull in there. But take one of the wet tumbled cases and look at the difference. There's no lighting trick there. YouTubers, you've been intrigued about wet tumbling and polishing, and what you've heard about it in terms of how good the finished product is. But what you won't hear are some of the health issues that I'm going to bring out in this video. Fortune Cookie 45 LC likes to put stuff out there that you might not see in other YouTube videos. And here we are running the Frankford Arsenal rotary wet tumbler according to the instruction sheet. And what we did was the stainless steel pins went in, then 445 Colt cases that have been deprimed, and then we're going to put in the Easy Shine package and then fill with water. Now running at 2.5 hours, I weighed this drum and it weighs 25 pounds. So I could have put in another 5 pounds of cases. It'll handle over 500 cases. And that's one of the reasons why we really like this Frankford Arsenal unit, because of the capacity that it has. Run it for the full 2.5 hours and see what we got. 2.5 hours has gone by and the cycle is done. Notice there were no leaks, but if it had leaked, we're on concrete floor for a stable floor, and also there's a drain in the floor over there. So YouTubers, we've finished our cycle. Now we unlock the top, remove the sealing cap, replace with a strainer, and replace the cap. This doesn't need to be as tight. We invert that over a bucket. A little less violent pour next time, please. Then we're supposed to take the other end off. Just put that end right in there. Take the other end off. Place the strainer on that end. And proceed to rinse. Agitate, rinse some more, agitate, invert, shake, invert, shake. Now you can feel media coming through these stainless steel pins. This gets all the excess water out of there also. The beauty is you can police the area with your magnet, and we'll do that right now. To declare, that's some of the nicest looking brass I've ever dealt with after cleaning and polishing. Now some shooters use colanders, and I'm sure I'll be getting that going myself, but for now we can sure pick up pins with the magnet, put them back into the big jug. So a little shake like this, just grab 2 or 3 cases at a time and give a little shake, and any pins in there just come out. You really don't have to look to see. So you take a little shake like that, see, they're all gone. And most of the pins are not even in there. You see, that didn't take long, and now finally we just pick up the last of the pins with our magnet. YouTubers, here's the critical feature, and that is, do you see the little puddle down there? The water that was in that bucket was filthy. Now I'm going to rinse these pins a little more, but just imagine all that dirt goes into your dry media and concentrates there. Now that I've seen this, this is eye-opening. Now we let these pins dry a bit, then we'll use the magnet to transfer these back into the jug. So YouTubers, look at this 45 Colt brass. 2.5 hours of tumbling in the wet stainless steel media. Primer pockets are clean. Inside of the cases are clean. Can you see that? Most impressive. I would rate this as good as the brass from East Coast Arsenal. So if you need brass, you can buy it from East Coast Arsenal processed. But if you got brass, the wet tumbling is a impressive way to go. So YouTubers, let's look at the whole output of that 2.5 hour wet tumbling session. Not bad. So YouTubers, now that we've done the wet tumbling, let's look at the advantages and disadvantages of dry case cleaning and polishing compared to the advantages and disadvantages of wet tumbling, cleaning and polishing. So first, the advantages to dry case cleaning and polishing using corncob or walnut the way most shooters do it. Number 1, less time is required per case processed, but not much. Number 2 is a lighter system. Number 3, less cost for the units and the media. And you can get big vibratory case cleaners that hold up to 1,000 cases at a time. But here are the disadvantages of dry cleaning and polishing using the corncob or walnut media. And this is huge. Number 1, lead dust is released for possible inhalation. Number 2, lead dust is concentrated into the media. If you saw that dirty water, that pail was 2/3 full of water after we got through rinsing the cases inside that tumbling jar. That water was filthy, and that was one run. If you use your media over 2, 3, 4 times, imagine how much of the lead dust and fouling is in that media. So number 2, lead dust concentrated in the media, and we're in contact with that. That is huge. 3. Clean and polished cases are still dusty after they're done. You can feel it. And that dust still contains lead dust and powder fouling. That's also huge. A lot of exposure happens there on cases that we are handling as we're reloading them. Number 4, a noisy system. Now, YouTubers, the advantages to wet case cleaning and polishing. Number 1, if you're not depriming the cases first before wet cleaning and polishing them, then there's absolutely no contact with lead residues from primers or bullets. If you do deprime them first to get clean primer pockets like a lot of us like, well, wear rubber gloves and you'll get no contact with residues. But you gotta wear your respirator also. Number 2, zero lead dust generation. Tumbling wet, there's no dust. Number 3, zero lead dust accumulation in the media. That dirty water is dumped down the gutter and will not accumulate. Not like it would in the dry media. Number 4, superior cleaning and polishing is achieved, as you've seen. Number 5, the stainless steel media lasts forever. You don't have to keep buying media. Now, the disadvantages to wet case cleaning and polishing. Number 1, the initial cost is higher than dry vibratory tumblers, but not by much. 2, stainless steel media is more costly to buy initially. Number 3, it's a heavier system because water weighs approximately 8 pounds per gallon. Number 4, more time is spent per case process, but not much. 5, maximum you can do is 500 plus cases at a time, not the 1,000 you can do with the dry system. And number 6, it's a noisy system also.